Okay, Spencer, I want to talk to you a little bit about your golf swing, give you some tips to help us get it going in the right direction. I want to start out with the grip. I see a very, very strong right hand grip, and what I mean by that is right about the time you take the club back, almost the palm of the hand's almost pointed where the belly button's pointed at address. That's very, very strong. It's going to cause some problems later in the swing as we go through the swing. And the left hand is just a slight bit weak on the golf club, meaning the club is laying a little bit this way. We need a little more angle in it so it'll let the left hand support the golf club a little more, and it'll help the right hand out a little bit. We're right-handed, so we're dominating our golf swing with our right hand. Getting the club in the left hand a little stronger position will help this one be a little quieter in the swing. But we want to get the right hand a little more on top of the golf club for another reason. And I'm going to show you in the videos I'm going to attach to this. But in your golf swing, the right hand is so strong on the golf club, as you take the club back, it goes inside. And it's perfectly normal, and if you think about it, if you turn the hand this way, it'll go backwards a whole lot easier than if you turn it this way. So, let's think about that. But I'm seeing your golf swing, the right hand's on there so strong that as you go back, it gets in here, and about the time you get waist high with the hands, the golf club's pointed 60 yards, pointed almost where the belly button was. As we go on through the swing, and it's a natural reaction when the swing goes back flat, they call that flat by the way, it gets very steep at the top and works out and will come down very sharply. Right at impact, it'll go right across the ball, and the face will always stay open, allowing the ball to roll up the face rather than jump off of it. We're going to have to fix the grip first. That's going to help our takeaway stay a little farther in front of us, a little longer. And what I mean by that is the club head. Because wherever we get the butt of the club pointed, the head of the club will follow. So if we get the butt of the club pointed over here, and then get up here, on the downswing, it's going to be very steep. When it gets steep, it stays open. Getting the right hand up on top of the golf club will help it stay a little more on this line that we're starting on, or we prefer to stay on. That's called swing plane, by the way, and that is attached to direction control. So, and it will add up to solid contact if we can get the swing plane on the right position. We need to work on something like I've got here. You can get you some lines on the rug at home, whatever. And remember when we were talking over there and I told you that club head's a paintbrush and you paint the shot shape? Well, that's what we're going to work on doing. We're going to work on working inside and around with the golf club head rather than out and across the line and down. A couple of things that's going to help us, the grip, getting it on top of the club, and what I mean by that is we're going to take the right hand and we're going to get it from this position before we take it back. We're going to put it up here just like I'm holding a book. Spencer, you have to take a step backwards to go forward. And the only way to change something old, because it's going to fight new when you try to put a new swing thing in to fix your swing, the old's going to fight it, and the only way to get the old out is to practice the new until it comes in. It takes repetition, and believe it or not, 2 or 3 weeks of practice. But we got to start getting the right hand on top a little, and then we got to work on pointing this golf club where we need it to go on the downswing. That's going to help the head attack the ball from the inside and go around. When it does that, Spencer, the club face will, the toe of the club's heavier than the heel. When we get it moving around us, it'll rotate over naturally and it'll close and it'll compress the golf ball. When it gets very steep like yours is getting on the downswing, and this is what I'm seeing in the swing, you're getting behind you. As you go back, it goes up, it goes out, and when it goes out, it points too steeply, it goes down sharply and right across it. When it gets steep also, you'll see in the swings I'm showing you, you'll see the upward movement on the downswing. When it gets steep and goes across the line, it's called over the top. It'll always have an upward movement. It's a compensating move by the body to make sure you don't chunk it. And you'll hit a lot of chunk shots. But the grip is very, very strong. We got to get it from here to here. If I took my hands and opened them, they should point maybe at the inside of my right foot, not We get the grip working better. That'll help us not take the club in so much. Get some lines at home or something. Do this over a period of time. It'll work into your swing. But set up, you can put something into your club for a sight reference. That's what I'm using this for. But that's a rifle barrel. You're going to shoot at that line all the way back. Boom. When you get here, you're parallel to everything you've got. Shoulders, hips, feet. That's perfect swing plane. Club face should be almost straight up, maybe slightly closed. Not pointed straight down, not open. So I'm going to point it at it all the way back. When I get here, I start pointing this at it. That keeps me pointed on what's called swing plane. That's going to help my swing path go down the line, and it's going to help my distance control. Plus, it's going to help this rotate shut to square and close as it goes through to compress the golf ball. So we're going to point it at that white line. Boom. When I get here, I'm going to be parallel. Now I'm pointing the other at it. Boom. On the downswing. Boom. But that's going to cause my paint line to paint a line like that black one is. That's going to have my club coming from the inside and down the line. Something I got a training aid, Jack Nicklaus endorsed. It's the only thing in 50 years playing golf that he ever endorsed, but it's called inside down the line. But it emphasizes the importance that he felt for the club head to come from the inside. When Jack Nicklaus speaks, I listen. He won 20 majors. But if you work on these things, the grip is going to be the main thing to get right, because when the hand is over here, it's much easier for the club to go behind us. If we get the hand a little more on top, it'll stay out a little longer. We can get in this position, which is square with everything, rather than this position. When it gets here, it'll set us up to go over the top. A lot of great ball strikers, and I know you tried it a couple times, my swing, you can look at mine on my thing, but my swing on this, I go out, around, and down. Yours is just the opposite of mine. You go in, up, and over. Mine will work better. There's been several great players, Lee Trevino, Fred Couples, Jim Furyk, just to name a few, that have took the club outside the line and came in and down. Very, very few I can think of that ever took the club behind them before it got above their waist or shoulders. It usually sets up for that move. And you'll notice in your swings, right when you're getting back here, the club's moving out before it starts down. So these are the things we're going to work on. We'll get back together, we'll work on them, we'll do what we can to get it going in the right direction. Another thing to think about is when we incorporate the torso into the swing rather than doing it so much with our arms and hands, it'll help. This little sight reference I was using, it's a great training aid also. Good ball striking impact position looks like this. That thing not flip through me. The flip comes for good ball strikers right in here. So we get the grip a little better. Notice where mine is right now. I'm in a great position. I'm square with this line. My palm is square with the face. If I started out with my hand over here and I get back in that same position, I've shut the club. So let's work on these things and let me know how it's going. We'll get back together and we'll see how it's going. And I appreciate you, buddy. I hope it helps.